Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Oh, it's so nice to sign on and see already so many people in the comments. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another week of our lives here at Clutter Boss. Yay. All right. So we are firmly in the middle of March. In fact, today is what is today? Oh, it's St. Patrick's Day, isn't it? Happy St. Patrick's Day. It is Monday, March 17th, 2025. I came across a quote this morning that really resonated with me right now, and I want to share it with you. It's because, maybe it'll resonate with you also. At Clutter Boss right now, we are in the middle of some pretty significant changes. We are so excited about them. We are changing a lot about our signature program, Clutter Boss Academy, making it even better than it already is, and really diving in. We are grinding and it's feeling really good. Sometimes it just feels good to get a lot done. One of the ironies in life is when I'm super busy, I find I am more productive in all areas of my life because I have to be so much more organized and scheduled. Sometimes I think we get stuck when we don't know not when we don't have a lot to do, but when we don't have a lot of deadlines on us. And deadlines can really help us move forward with all sorts of projects. So, the quote that I saw today, and I just saw it on a friend's Instagram. She said, greater levels of responsibility require greater levels of personal responsibility. I totally experienced this last week. The last time I was in a big grind with my business, like working 60 hours a week in front of my computer all the time, the last time that happened, I did not have a higher level of personal responsibility attached to it. I didn't know. I was sitting in front of my computer. I was slowly feeling myself. I was moving less. Oh, actually, I have a crazy graphic about how much less I was moving. Um, I was feeling greater levels of responsibility and greater levels of stress, but I was not of the mindset because I wasn't there yet on my personal development journey to understand that when I have greater levels of responsibility in some area of life, I need to have an equal amount of greater levels of personal responsibility. And I really resonated with this message. Greater levels of responsibility require greater levels of personal responsibility. When life hits you hard and fast, when you are grinding at work, when you have a family member who gets sick and you have to dig into that, when you have anything that takes you from your everyday and adds to your life, we need to equal that out with a greater level of personal responsibility. We need to make sure that we are scheduling times for ourselves. We need to make sure that we're moving our bodies, not just exercising our minds. We need to make sure that we are dialing in what we're eating so we have the energy for the added responsibility. If you are in the process of decluttering your house and it's a really overwhelming project, it is so important that when you're feeling that greater level of responsibility, you equal that out with a greater level of personal responsibility. It is up to you to take care of yourself while you're taking care of this big other project. Otherwise, you may get the project done and find out that you are really, really, really in a difficult spot with your personal health and wellness, which is exactly what happened to me a couple of years ago. So, is this landing? Is it making sense? Greater levels of responsibility require greater levels of personal responsibility. There's so many times in my life that I wish I had recognized and known this, but the good news is I know it now and I can make the change that I need now. So this time, while I'm in this crazy period of lots of stuff going on, I know what I need to do. And I know that I am the only person who can make it happen, period. Things need to shift around. I need to really dig into my schedule, be super organized, prep my food, make sure I'm getting my steps, make sure I'm working out, make sure I'm spending time with my family. Because if I let one thing become super overwhelming, at the end of that overwhelming thing, I'm just so many happy Monday morning. I am so many steps behind where I want to be. in other areas of my life. So I guess it's a message about balance at the end of the day. But I'm going to say it one more time for everybody who's just joining us right now. Greater levels of responsibility require greater levels of personal responsibility. Keep it balanced, dig in. You have the time. You can do this. It is just about being a little bit more organized and holding yourself accountable. And you can do this. And at the end, when you're done with that period of time where you have greater levels of responsibility, you will find that you have accomplished so much and you have moved forward on all fronts in your life. That's a great feeling, a great feeling. And I want that for all of you. All right, happy Monday. That gets hard when you're gone from home just for work from 6 a.m. to between 8 and 10 p.m. Nancy, absolutely. No one said this is easy. Everyone has circumstances in their life that are challenging. There is no question about that. And we all have periods of more challenge and more struggle. It is all about figuring out within those parameters of the higher levels of responsibility, what can you declutter from your life that you don't need right now to find that space for the things that are absolutely critical and essential. And that is it. If you have a job where you're working from 6 a.m. until 8 or 10 p.m., every single thing that you're doing outside of work needs to support you in that greater level of responsibility, period. Declutter all of the excess, all of the nonsense, all of the noise, and find spaces to make the most important things fit in. It's not easy, but it is possible. And that's the difference. And Nancy, we are rooting for you. We know this is a difficult time. And we are 100%, just so you know, we got your back. Right. It's in certain seasons, not all the time. And that's everything in life is a season. All of these periods of greater responsibility, it's just a phase. I remember when I'll just deviate a little bit here. I think back to the time of my life when I had babies and they weren't sleeping, and it seemed like it would never, ever, 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 ever change. Or things were just really chaotic and it just seemed like it would go on and on and on. I could not see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, of course, I knew one day my kids would be older, they would be sleeping, but it didn't really seem true at the time. But it's all a phase. It is all a phase. So gear up for those phases. Know that they will come to an end at some point, and figure out how you can really declutter the excess from your life to get through that phase, because that's what you need to do for you. All right. Sending you all lots of love. Greater levels, greater times of responsibility in life require greater times of personal responsibility. Balance it out, make it work, declutter the stuff that is not serving your life. This is the whole point of decluttering. We're creating a home that supports your life right now. If you go through those doors to your house, you should be in an environment that is helping you get through a long day, get through a phase that is difficult, not an environment that is weighing on you and making it so you come home to more work to do. We have enough daily chores as it is. Don't let the clutter be a thing that is taking away from your ability to manage your life every single day. That's what it comes down to. All right. Love you guys. Go crush them. Have an amazing week. And I will see you next week. Same time, same place.